Hi, this is John Dodds here from the Pip and Dodds podcast. I'm also the publisher of the MarquetteHoops.com website on 24/7 Sports. Unfortunately, we are Pipless today. Tom Pippins is on assignment, so I will try to light this candle. Joining me today is Travis Diener, hero of the TBT Tournament, the basketball tournament. As Wayne Larrabee, our previous guest on the Pip and Dodds podcast, would say, Travis hit the dagger shot, the three from the right side to win the $1 million tournament.
God, he's done it again!
Travis, thanks for taking time out to join us.
Appreciate you having me, John.
Travis, you hit the shot. Tell us, since you've done that, what have you heard? Who have you heard from? Have you heard from old teammates, old friends? It was a national. There was nothing else going on that night, and that was one of the few live sporting events that has actually gone through. Talk about who you've heard from.
Yeah, pretty much all those people. All my former teammates, friends, people I've ran into here periodically throughout the years. Just sending congratulatory text messages, calling me. So yeah, it's been a kind of a wild last few days since that night. So, very appreciative and grateful that, people reached out. It was a special moment for not only myself, but, my, 10 other teammates, for Joe. So it was a culmination, of the last few years where we've kind of taken a step each year, but fallen short. So to get over that hump, I think meant a lot to all of us. And obviously it's not, it's not like winning a national championship. You're not representing Marquette that way, but we are still representing Marquette in a small way. And we're happy to, come through.
Well, I thought the whole tournament was probably a $25 million commercial for Marquette basketball, and really the toughness and the teamwork that really Tom Crean brought, Buzz Williams brought, and Steve Wojciechowski has brought. All those players got together, and I'm always convinced it's not the team with the most talent that wins, it's the team that plays like a team and gets along the best. Talk about that toughness and that esprit de corps, because you had to spend a lot of time exclusively given COVID with these guys.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that's why we won. I think we were the most together team, most connected team. I didn't feel that way in the years past. I felt last year we didn't deserve to win. I thought Ohio State deserved it. I felt like, this year more than any years in past, we were more connected, more together than the previous teams. And I felt like this was our year. I felt like we deserved it. We deserved to be in the championship. We deserved to win, more so than last year because, last year I didn't feel like we were the most connected team. I felt like Ohio State was more connected. They deserved to win the championship. I felt differently this year. And I think that's why we won. I think that's why you can beat teams that might be more talented, that aren't as well prepared as we were, and that aren't as connected as we were.
I want to talk about the final play. You got the rebound on a missed three-point shot, and it was the first one with the Elam scoring to 78. And Joe Chapman, there's a delay, and he started calling side flair. And then I on the camera, they zoomed in on him, and he said, trap, right here. And he kind of pointed like he specifically wanted you on the right-hand side. Were you the primary option on that play, or were there several options that you went through with trying to free you up at some point down as the offense progressed?
Yeah, I mean, it ended up being kind of a broken play. The initial play and it worked throughout. It worked last year, and it worked throughout the tournament. Is a kind of a side ball screen with Buycks and Jamil kind of flares out, kind of slips the screen and kind of looks for that three. And, they played great defense. They talked and they switched. So Jamil didn't have a shot. And at that point, I thought Jamil was going to try to take a tough shot, which I don't think any of us would have cared the way he shoots the ball. But he was guarded. And then Buycks came off kind of a baseline screen and found himself in the corner, but they kind of trapped him. He left it under for Elgin, who was going up for a layup, and the defense kind of converged. And fortunately for us, left me, wide open. And Elgin made a great pass. I had part of that whole play is just, catch and shoot a wide open shot. So the initial play didn't work, kind of broke down after that, and I found myself wide open.
Yeah, when they called timeout, the cancer team, the Sideline Cancer team, I think thought that Dwight Buycks was going to shoot it. And Jamil Wilson had just hit a three early, the previous possession. So it was interesting. You had several options there and threats that were legitimate enough that if Dwight Buycks or Jamil Wilson were at the three, you had to go out and guard them because the game could be over. But then that pass by Cook, that impressed me most, other than your shot, because that was an unselfish play. He was right there and he could have scored, but he drew three guys toward him, and then instead of scoring to not win the game but get it closer to 78, it would have gone to 77. He kicks it out for the win.
Yeah, I mean that was the best play. The best part of that play was Elgin's pass. Most guys would have went up and tried to finish, maybe got fouled. But knowing the time and score, knowing that we needed a three, not really needed a three, but a three ended the game. He made a perfect pass. Not only the right play, but he hit me with a perfect pass where I could shoot it without messing up my rhythm. It was right in the shooting pocket. I caught it. I shot it like I've done a million times in my life. So the best part of that play was, Elgin making the extra pass and making the play.
And then Fran Fraschilla, who's always been kind of a friend of Marquette, he always has interesting insight. That ball goes in, and he makes the suggestion, he puts it out there that maybe Travis Diener should buy a round at your parents' Fond du Lac establishment, your family establishment. So talk about what transpired there. Because when I saw the receipt of that bar bill, and it was pretty major.
Yeah, before the game, I talked to the manager who kind of runs the press box now. He wanted to know, like, if they could give drinks away for every three I made. And in the back of my mind, I was like, well, there's no guarantee that I'm going to make it. So in case that doesn't happen, and I said for an hour after the game, and then we won. I called my dad, who was down there. I told my dad, just extend it through the night until closing, and then that's where you saw that final bar tab. So, for me, it was just a small gesture, thanking the people from Fond du Lac who've, supported me throughout my whole career. And I hope they had a good time. And unfortunately, I wasn't there to celebrate with them, but kind of a token of my appreciation to, all the years that they've looked after me.
And from the first time I saw you in AAU ball at Wisconsin Lutheran College, I think, was it the Playground Warriors you were playing with? Yeah, I saw you play the Milwaukee team and then the Iowa team, I think, there. And I met your dad for the first time, and every event I've ever seen you participate, your parents were there. And it's family means a lot to the Dieners. You're a great family man now with your kids and your family. Talk about what it meant that your Bob and Vicky could really sacrificed and really followed you on all the road trips, or as many as they could throughout your career.
Yeah, I mean, it's a major reason why I've had, so much success is, you got support from your parents, and, not, driving down to Wisconsin Lutheran is probably the easiest trip they made. It's an hour from Fond du Lac, but, the trips, to all these other AU cities. Obviously in college, they come to most of my road games where they drive, during the day, 8 to 10 hours and watch us play in Louisville, then drive back that night. So, that sacrifice and that support has meant the world to me. It's given me confidence to know that, my two biggest supporters growing up were there in the stands at every game. It just gives you, as a player, as a son, peace of mind that, your parents are there for you.
Okay, we're talking with Travis Diener. We're going to end this segment. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching the Pip and Dodds podcast.